Ladies and gentlemen, we are here live from Tewksbury's Doucette Field. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, as we are here on an early Thanksgiving morning. It's the 86th annual Thanksgiving Classic between the Wilmington Wildcats and the Tewksbury Redmen. I'm Andrew Delpiana high above the field with Bill Gilman. And Bill, a great matchup today between these two high schools historically, and they're going to match up today for the 86th time here on this Thanksgiving Classic Day.
Always a terrific matchup between Tewksbury and Wilmington. Always get a good crowd out. The weather, which was iffy earlier, we were getting rain overnight, but the weather's cooperating. A nice, cool morning, pleasant conditions, and we should have a good matchup with both of these teams looking to end their season on a high note.
So Tewksbury comes into this Thanksgiving matchup with a 51-27-7 record against Wilmington in the previous 85 Thanksgiving games, and they've swept the last 9 games as they're looking for the sweep of the decade here today.
That would be unusual. It's Tewksbury has dominated the last decade, but Wilmington's had a couple of good wins this year. They're coming in with a 4-6 record. They dropped a game last week to Linfield, 25-22. But frankly, their record could be turned around. They could easily be 6-4 or 7-3. They've got a good squad. They've got some talent in the skilled positions. And Tewksbury coming off the disappointing state semifinal loss last week against Duxbury. They're going to need to just kind of put that in the back of their minds. They're just going to have to put that away and refocus their energy on Wilmington, or the Wildcats could be lined up for an upset here.
So the Redmen come in, 22 seniors playing their final football game for TMHS here today, and hopefully it's going to be a memorable one as they take on their rival in the Wilmington Wildcats. Brian Elward coming into this one, 23rd season as the Redmen head coach, 15-7 in his past 22 matchups, and the head coach for the Wilmington Wildcats, third-year head coach Craig Turner, who's lost his previous 2 matchups on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, this is a historic game for a few reasons, but not the least of which is that this is the final game being played here at Doucette Stadium in its current form. There'll be a new stadium being built. If all goes according to plan, it will still be on this complex in the center of town. It'll be a new Doucette Stadium. We're assuming it'll be under the same name, but it will be an artificial turf. So this will be the final game on a field that has seen just an amazing amount of great football memories for generations, really, of Tewksbury players.
And a player to watch today for the Wilmington Wildcats, number 8, Christian Robarge, who's basically done everything he can for this Wilmington team. He can throw, he can pass, and he can catch the ball, and he is one athletic player that Wilmington is going to need to count on today if they're going to need to pull this upset.
Yeah, if you're a Tewksbury fan and you're not familiar with the Wilmington Wildcats, the best comparison would be to Shane Aylward. He's an all-around. Robarge is an all-around athlete. He's going to be a top receiver in the air, but he's also going to be running the ball quite a bit. And the Redmen defense is going to have to know where he is on the field at all times.
So the Redmen only held to 81 yards last week in the disappointing loss at Zavarian last week to Duxbury as their season comes to an end here today, as Duxbury will move on to the D3 Super Bowl to take on Springfield Central. Redmen would have loved another crack at Springfield Central, but that Duxbury defense was very athletic, and that offense, future BC commit Will Prouty, was just too much to handle.
Duxbury, for those folks who remember when Tewksbury met Duxbury several years ago in the Super Bowl, the games were very similar. The Dragons are just loaded, big, strong, skilled. And frankly, that if you have an opportunity to get down to Gillette this next weekend, a week from Saturday, this game against Springfield Central, which hung 61 points on St. John's in their semifinal, the battle between the Duxbury defense and the Springfield offense is going to be tremendous. But again, it was the first time all year really that Tewksbury was shut down that completely. And I'm guessing that Wilmington did a lot of scouting at that game, and they're going to see if they can draw some hints, a blueprint for how to shut down the Tewksbury offense. So we'll see if they can match up well.
That noise you're hearing in the background right now is that large Wilmington band in that section. It's a presentation we're going to have for you at halftime. It's very impressive how large their band is and what their skill is, and we're going to be able to see both bands today, and that's going to be very exciting to watch as well.
It will be very nice. The Wilmington's always had a great music program. They've got a band that looks like pretty close to, 85 members. And it certainly is what the rebuilding Tewksbury music program is looking to build into. And they have made some nice strides. So yeah, the halftime entertainment should be excellent.
A great story for Wilmington. Number 74 running out of the field right now, Captain Pat McAndrew. He started the season at 285 pounds, suffered a concussion earlier in the season, dropped 30 pounds, was sent to the hospital, had some treatments if his brain was bleeding, but it's great to see him back on the field today, now healthy, free of a concussion, and he's going to hopefully be a big part today for Wilmington as well, as he plays on the offensive line and in the nose guard on defense as well.
That is a great story. For any of these players that have been nursing injuries or either major injuries, minor injuries, they always want to be able to suit up for Thanksgiving, because no matter what your season has been, no matter how many wins, how many losses, it always seems to be that you remember the Thanksgiving Day games more than anything. And you don't want to be in street clothes for this one. So it is great to see him out there, and great to see all the seniors, as you say, 22 seniors for Tewksbury playing in their last game. They've had a tremendous career here for the Redmen, and they're looking to put an exclamation point on it right now in what would be their 10th win. And that's significant also, to get to that double-digit mark in wins for the season. There aren't a lot of teams that can say that.
Brian Elward actually mentioned yesterday at the TMHS pep rally that no team in Redmen history has gone 4 consecutive 10-win seasons. The Redmen trying to become the first team of seniors to ever accomplish that, which we very historic for especially no team in Redmen history, if you think of all the elites that have come through this high school, to ever do that.
Absolutely. There have been some great teams, some great programs, but this would be unique to have this type of consistency, and for this senior class to be able to say this, and certainly would be something that they can remember forever.
So our national anthem just about to get underway.
Ladies and gentlemen, this past summer, the Redmond football family lost one of its all-time great players in Jay Petros. Jay was a 3-year all-conference player, and he set the standard for all future running backs, not only at Tewksbury High School, but the Merrimack Valley Conference. Please join us in a moment of silence to remember Tewksbury great Jay Petros. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please now rise and move your hats for the playing of our national anthem by the Tewksbury High School Marching Band.
So the final national anthem of the season from the TMH Marching Band, and the last one from Doucette Field. As Bill said, new stadium will be built for the 2020 season. We're just about to get underway here from Doucette Stadium.
Well, again, the weather is cooperating. I was a little concerned when I woke up this morning, afraid we were going to be playing in a bit of a drizzle. But the sky's actually looking like they want to clear a little bit of blue there, and looks like we should have the best conditions possible here for Thanksgiving and for all these players.
So the Redmen won the coin toss. They will defer to the second half, and we'll see the big leg of Tyler Keogh to open today's ball game. And the 86th Thanksgiving Classic is underway. Kick is taken at the 15-yard line, stumbles a bit, running past the 25, and he's taken down short of the 30-yard line. That was number 8, Christian Robarge, on the return for the Wildcats.
Good coverage on the kickoff by Tewksbury. It's going to be important for Wilmington to try to get off to a good start here, try to keep the Tewksbury offense off the field. Tewksbury has had some difficulty this year on the opening drives. We'll see what Coach Turner has dialed up for the Wildcat offense.
So drive will start at the Wilmington 29-yard line. Joseph McCauley is the Wilmington quarterback. The whistle comes in before the snap. The delay of game called on the Wildcats.
That is not the way that you wanted to start off if you were a Wilmington High fan. And certainly not the way Coach Turner was hoping to start off, where they're going to have a 1st and 15 out of the gate.
So Joe McCauley, the freshman quarterback from Wilmington, has thrown 68 passes this year, completed half of them with 34, has thrown for 7 touchdown passes and 5 picks in the season coming in today's matchup. So that'll push Wilmington back to their own 24-yard line. There'll be a handoff off to the left side, taken by number 43, Bailey Smith, who gets a good run on first down there, just short of the first down marker.
Nice job of blocking on the left side of the line for Wilmington. They were able to seal that edge and pick up a nice big gain on first down, and now just second and about 6. But you mentioned the freshman quarterback. This is certainly the biggest game of his career right now. We'll see how he performs in his first Thanksgiving Day experience.
2nd and 6. Be a handoff to Smith once again, but the Redmen are there at the line of scrimmage to make the stop and bring up 3rd down.
Wilmington again trying to go over the left side of that line. That's a big task, because that's the biggest part of the Tewksbury defense, and to go right at them is certainly a bold move, but that's what Wilmington seems like they want to do.
The Wildcats' leading rusher this year, as we said, Bailey Smith, only 21 yards away from that 900-yard rushing mark, and he is the leading scorer with 9 touchdowns on the season. 3rd and 5. Read option from the Wilmington quarterback, McCauley, but Redmen are there to make the stop. A short gain of about a yard or 2 will bring up 4th down. It looks like the Wilmington will bring out the special teams unit, and they're going to punt the football away.
Wilmington coming out with a bit of conservative play calling early on. Coach Turner may want to give his young quarterback a chance to just get his feet wet, not put too much pressure on him early.
So Tyler Keogh back to return the kick, his own 36-yard line. It's a good snap. Keogh will take the ball at the 40-yard line, looking for some block, a few cutbacks. Flag coming in late on the play. 2 flags. Keogh still on his feet. Got past the Wilmington 45 up to the 42, with multiple flags coming down on the play.
That's too bad. It was a nice return, but it is going to go back. It's going to wind up costing Tewksbury about 30 yards in field position because of a block in the back.
Yeah, so 2 illegal blocks in the backs from the Redmen. That's going to bring that return all the way back. So a ball will be marked at the Redmond 33-yard line as we get to see Ryan Rometta, who had a tough showing last week, was sacked 5 times from that Tewksbury defensive line. Rometta having an unbelievable season, almost 1,200 passing yards so far this year, 13 passing touchdowns and 8 picks. Dorigo will get the call on this one, trying to find run up the middle, but a good stuff there from the D-line of the Wilmington Wildcats. Looks like he just barely got back to the line of scrimmage.
Nice job there by the Wilmington defensive line. They just seem to slip right off the blocks, and no room at all for Dorigo.
God, Dorigo had little room last week as well, only had 29 rushing yards in that game, but still has eclipsed 700 rushing yards this year and has put the ball in the end zone 14 times. 2nd and 9. Fake the handoff to Fleming, out wide to Keogh. A few juke moves from Tyler Keogh will get him up to the 39-yard line.
It looked like they might have Keogh behind the line of scrimmage, or maybe for no gain, but a little bit of fancy footwork makes it 3rd and manageable here for the Redmond.
Up to the Redmond 39-yard line, 3rd and 3. Line to gain is the Redmond 42. Meta will come under center with Fleming in the backfield. No motion to Rigo. Fake the handoff to Fleming. He'll roll out right. Catch is made on the right side by Shane Elward. And he did pick up the first down. It's great to see Shane Elward back in the lineup in his final high school game.
It really is. I know this means a lot to him to be back out here. You can tell that he's still not 100%. In fact, he's favoring his leg as he's coming off the field here. We're not sure how many snaps he'll be able to get today, but there really wasn't going to be anything stopping him from suiting up for his final Thanksgiving Day game.
So a gain of 5 on that 3rd down conversion. Bring up a first down for the Redmen. Rometta pitch play to Kalu'olu. Pull up the left side. He finds it. And he's able to push forward up to midfield.
Kalu'olu looking a bit more like we're used to seeing him, running downhill, running low to the ground, and running over tacklers to get that extra yardage.
So he can gain a 7 on first down. It'll be 2nd and 3 for Rometta and the Redmen offense. Come out in the I formation with Tyler Keogh at the bottom of your screen. Rometta will take the snap, handoff to Kalu'olu once again. He's going to get tackled at the feet at the 42-yard line. A strong tackle from number 24, Kyle Valley.
That really was a nice tackle, and that's exactly how you have to take down a back like Alou, especially if you're the size of Valley, who's probably going to be giving up 30 or 40 pounds. You've got to get him low. He did. He wrapped him up around the ankles and was able to keep him from getting that first down.
Gain of only a yard on 2nd down and bring up 3rd and 2 from the Wilmington 48. Rometta, and a flag comes down before the snap. False start on one of the Redmen, and that'll push him back 5 yards and make it a 3rd and 7 now.
It's a unique defensive alignment that Wilmington brings. They've got just three down linemen, which you almost never see in high school football. It's basically a 3-4, and almost like a lot of professional teams use, but it puts a lot of pressure on those down linemen to stuff the gaps. It's what's called a 2-gap system. They've got a lot of responsibility.
Spread everyone out in the Redmond offense. Rometta will roll out to his right. Pressure coming from Wilmington. And he overshoots Shane Elward on the sidelines. That'll bring up 4th down.
Wilmington coming on the blitz. Steven Smolinski coming in from the left side and forced Rometta to throw on his back foot, and he really wasn't able to get the accuracy that he wanted.
So Ryan Rametta taking over the punting duties. It's a good snap. Rametta with a high kick. Taken at the 18-yard line. Gets out to the left side is number 2, J.O. Germano, still on his feet. A good return past the Wilmington 30-yard line up to his own 34. Return.
Well, I was just going to say a good start for the Wilmington defense they gave up the 1 first down, but then were able to come up with the stop. That's what they were looking for. So now we'll see what they can we'll see if they can put something together offensively.
A 16-yard return for Germano. And the Wilmington offense will come back onto the field.
We'll see if they open it up a bit more here.
McCauley will take the direct snap, run up to the left side. Short gain, about a yard or two. 2nd and 9.
That was Robards with the keeper. Picks up a couple of yards.
Excuse me, that was Robarge on the keeper there at the quarterback position.
Well, that was just what we talked about, that they'll use him pretty much anywhere, and in this case, using him at quarterback with the direct snap.
And he'll line up back in the quarterback position once again with Bailey Smith alongside with him. So low snaps able to corral it. He'll throw it out to the left side, but out of the reach of his receiver, Gavin Erickson.
Robards pass, it was incomplete. 3rd down for Wilmington.
Wilmington trying to catch Tewksbury napping a bit there. Obviously on that throw, not the strongest part of Roberge's game, but they thought they might have had him open there for a moment, but the pass was just off the mark.
Looks like Robarge is now going to come in as the quarterback for this drive after McCauley went 3 and out on the first drive. Robarge taking the snap. He'll roll out to his right. Redmond bringing the pressure there, and it's a low throw intended for J.O. Germano. Steven Nelson out there coming off the edge. That'll bring up 4th down.
4th down for Cass.
Wilmington not really able to get anything going there. That, from those 2 throws, it just doesn't seem like Roberge was able to get a good grip on the ball and get really any velocity on his throws at all.
So 2nd and 3 and out from Wilmington. It's a low snap. Able to get the punt away is Bailey Smith. Keogh's going to take this one in his own 39. Run out to the left side, getting a few blocks from the Redmen. And Tyler Keogh is going to go all the way past the 10-5. Touchdown Redmond. Tyler Keogh on the punt return.
But got a flag.
There is a flag down at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, that's too bad. There was a block in the back here about the 48-yard line, and unfortunately, it wasn't necessary. It was about 5 yards off of where Keogh was running, and there was no way for the Wilmington player to make that tackle, and that's too bad because it was a classic Keogh punt return, and it's all for naught.
I didn't even see the flag because he said I was so late. It was past the play where it was so unnecessary. So wipe off the Tyler Keogh punt return for a touchdown. And the Redmen's going to start the drive at their own 42-yard line. Rametta will move Fleming across the formation. Pitch play to Dorigo. A few cutbacks, but tackled at the feet by number 41, Steven Somensky.
Picks up a couple yards.
You know, that's two special teams penalties for Tewksbury. This one costing them a touchdown. The last one cost them about 30 yards in field position, and those are the types of things that are going to drive Coach Aylward absolutely nuts.
So a short gain from the Redmen lead back, Kyle Dorigo, only a yard, 2nd and 9. Rametta takes a snap. End around to Danny Fleming. Tackle at the feet once again, up to his own 44.
Nice play by Bailey Smith there, staying at home in his linebacker position. That's a play that Tewksbury likes to run a couple times a game, little inside reverse to Fleming. And but Bailey Smith didn't bite and stayed right where he was supposed to and made a great play.
The Wilmington defense looking really strong out of the gate so far out of this Redmond offense that averaged 29 points in their postseason games this season. 3rd and 6. Rometta, lots of time to throw in the pocket. He's got to try to step up, but then he's going to be taken down quickly. Number 34, Ryan LeBlanc from the linebacker position to make the stop. Another 3 and out from the Redmond offense.
What a nice tackle. Nally coming in on the blitz. And right now, that's going to be the toughest thing for the Tewksbury linemen is to get their assignments on the blocking. That time he came in and was untouched.
So the punt from Ryan Rometta will take a few bounces. And a good Redmond roll up to the Wilmington 24-yard line. And so with about 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter, we're still scoreless here at the 86th Annual Thanksgiving Classic between Wilmington and Tewksbury.
Well, so far, Wilmington showing that they are more than able to match up on the line of scrimmage, both sides of the ball with Tewksbury. Tewksbury's going to have to up their game here a little bit to make sure that they don't fall victim to an upset.
So Joe McCauley back in at the quarterback position. Will be a handoff. Bailey Smith trying to get to the outside. Good tackle there from Nolan Timmons on the outside. A short gain on first down from Bailey Smith.
Nice job by Timmons coming up from his defensive back position. The Tewksbury defensive backs do such a nice job in the open field tackles. The technique they use, the way that they can read the plays, whether you're talking about Timmons or Keogh or Aylward when he's in there, they just do a really, really nice job.
2nd and 9 from the Wilmington 26. McCauley will fake the handoff to Smith. Will throw to the outside. And a good catch on the outside from number 6, Heath McDonald, keeping the feet in bounds and keeping possession of the football.
Actually, I think that was number 8.
Oh, that was Roba. I didn't see the back of what he was coming to the ground.
But boy, what a nice throw! What a really, really nice throw by Joe McCauley. Boy, that's our first indication of what they like so much about this youngster. A really nice throw, a timing route right on the money.
So up to the Wilmington 35, Wilmington's first down of the game. McCauley will hand it off to Smith once again, trying to find that hole up the gut, up to the Wilmington 41-yard line.
McCauley gives up to Smith. He picks up 6, and the second down for the Wildcats.
Well, we mentioned Wilmington, the record is just 4-6, but they have hung with some teams and the games they could have just as easily won. So, again, they're showing that they are a much better team than their record indicates.
2nd and 4. McCauley handoff again to Bailey Smith once again, but Richie Markworth is there in the backfield to make the stop alongside number 54, Kyle Scrooch.
Great job by Markworth, just riding the block and then shedding the block as the runner was coming by to wrap him up. Real nice play by the defensive end.
Great to see Brian Auer letting most of the seniors play today on their final ball game, as you usually see number 2, Will McKayen, in his linebacker position, but seeing a lot of Kyle Scrooch today. You'll see a lot of number 30 as well, Pat Letourneau, at that linebacker position.
We're also seeing Shane Aylward getting some snaps back in his safety position, which is also great to see.
So 3rd and 7 for the Wildcats. Yard gain is at their own 45. They'll bring Erickson across the formation. Fake the handoff. Throw it to the outside. It's caught by Erickson. Looks like he got pushed back a few yards just short of the first down marker.
A misplay there by Erickson. Another great pass by McCauley, but what happened was Erickson caught the ball. He had the first down. He was pushed back, but he basically got control of himself to regain ball control, so it wasn't forward progress. He basically had it again, tried to run again, and was taken down. So they're short by about 2 yards.
And that's why you can see Craig Turner very upset on his own sidelines. The whistle coming in before the snap. Oh, and that is the end of the first quarter here from Doucette. After 1 quarter of play here in the 86th Annual Thanksgiving Classic, it's the Wilmington Wildcats 0 and the Tewksbury Redmen 0.
Craig Turner still wants to know why he didn't get forward progress on that. And I think the referees are explaining to him that he was pushed back, but the whistle had not blown. And Erickson basically was free again. He became free of the tackler, tried to get some additional yardage, and as a result wound up losing probably about 5 yards from where he was. If he had just gone down where he was, he had the first down.
And he started to run backwards there, and that's why
Exactly.
Craig Turner is so frustrated right now with the call. So there'll be a 4th and 1 for Wilmington's offense. An impressive first quarter they have. They've held the Redmen scoreless, and they've moved the ball pretty well so far.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
So Wilmington waiting to break the huddle on this 4th and 1 call.
Well, this is on the first play of the second quarter, our first really big play of the game here. 4th and 1, if Tewksbury can get a stop, they have excellent field position.
So 4th and 1 here for Wilmington. McCauley will take the snap. He'll hand it off to Bailey Smith. Spins off a tackle, still on his feet. What a run from Bailey Smith. Looks like he was going to get stopped in the backfield there, but spins off a tackle and picks up a Wilmington first down.
Bailey Smith looking a bit like a whirling dervish on that play. Bouncing and spinning and getting the first down to keep the drive alive, because you're right, they had him behind the line of scrimmage. It looked like they had him stopped.
On to the Redmen side of the field at the Redmen 47-yard line. Crawley handoff again to Bailey Smith, almost lost his footing. Tackled in the backfield. Richie Markworth there. Second tackle for a loss on this drive from Markworth.
Nice play by Markworth, taking advantage of the fact that, as you mentioned, Smith stumbled a bit and getting a chance to knock him back for a loss of a yard or two.
So lost a yard back to the Redmen 48-yard line.
Wilmington and Tewksbury, you're invited out to the field. We're going to take a group picture. This is going to be the last game played here, so we're going to celebrate that. Tewksbury Police Department's going to help us out doing that. So again, at halftime, after the band plays, invite alumni from both squads.
2nd and 11 from the Redmen 48. And Wilmington's going to use their first time out of the half.
So you look at how these teams are matching up. As you mentioned, Wilmington showing that they're ready to play, matching up well in the trenches, and playing really solid defense so far in the first part of the game. And you really have to wonder if there's a little bit of a hangover effect for the Redmen coming off that loss to Tewksbury. I mean, they weren't just beat; they really were beat up. They were overwhelmed physically, and coming off that disappointment and that type of a loss, you wonder if there was a little starch taken out of the team, and they're going and now you go against a team like Wilmington, and frankly, this is Wilmington's Super Bowl. This would make their season to knock off the Redmen.
Lost a yard on that first down play to start the quarter. 2nd and 11. Roberge back at the quarterback position, taking on a slant route to Erickson. And a good throw by Robarge on the slant route. And that'll pick up a Wilmington first down up to the Redmen 31.
Well, Roberge was on the money that time, and a good tackle by Jake Kaiser, who just got his hand out and tripped up Erickson, because if he hadn't, Erickson might have scored on the play.
Good throw from Robarge right over the middle to sophomore Gavin Erickson. Robarge takes a shotgun snap. It's going to be a lob pass to the right side and a perfect throw to number 11, Gavin Erickson, right on the money from Christian Robarge, and the Wilmington Wildcats have struck first.
Well, the first series that Robarge played at quarterback, his throws were both way off target. And as bad as those two were, the two on this drive were right on the money. That he lofted up, and it was as he was taking a brutal hit to the ribs just as he got rid of the ball, but right onto the hands of a streaking Erickson for the touchdown.
A perfect ball that he just plopped right into the hands of him, and he was able to just run into the end zone. And 10:02 to go here in the first half of play, and Wilmington has struck first. So the kick is good from Steven Slomeski. And 10:02 to go here in the first half of play. The Wilmington Wildcats have the 7-0 advantage over the Tewksbury Redmen.
Boy, on that touchdown pass, Timmons had decent coverage. Erickson had him beat, but only by about a step. And the throw had to be absolutely perfect, and it was. It was right on the money, dropped it in like he was dropping it in a bucket. And Erickson caught it on the fly, and as you say, Wilmington draws first blood here. And if Tewksbury wasn't aware of it before, they should be aware of it right now. They're in a football game.
So Robarge's 5th touchdown pass of the season, still no turnovers while throwing the football this year. And he, as he said earlier in the broadcast, it's one athletic player that is Wilmington's version of our Shane Elward.
Absolutely. He can do a little bit of everything. He's already caught a pass. He's already now thrown a touchdown pass. He's a versatile ball player.
So Tyler Keogh and Shane Elward back standing at their own 15-yard line to receive the kickoff. Short little squib kick taken by Shane Elward at his own 28-yard line. Off a few tackles as Shane Elward past the 50, 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5, end zone, Shane Elward. Welcome back, Shane Elward. Another kick return touchdown from Shane Elward. And just like that, the Redmen answer right back and an extra point away from tying the ball game.
What a tremendous play. And if folks are able to see the replay on this touchdown was made before the kick ever took place. You mentioned that Elward was back at the 15. As the kicker was getting up to approach the ball, Aylward moved up about 10 yards because he anticipated where the squib kick was going to go. He fielded it on the hop and was able to make the big play.
Yeah, and Tyler Keogh's extra point, not able to get it even into the air. And Wilmington retains the lead at 7-6, but Shane Elward, 72-yard kickoff return, 3rd kickoff return for a touchdown this season. It's good to see him back in the end zone where he belongs.
It's tremendous, and I just can't get over, as I was watching them get ready to field that ball, get ready to field the kick, watching Aylward sneak up into that gap. He anticipated the squib kick. He anticipated where it was going to go, and so he was right where he needed to be able to field it and make the play. That's the cerebral nature of his game that, boy, you can't, it's hard to quantify it, but when he was out of action, when he was injured, that was a big part of what was missed on this team.
So 16 seconds, 2 touchdowns, just like that, after we had no points scored in that first quarter of play. Kua kicked down the sidelines. That one looks like it's going to tail out of bounds. And it looks like it did roll out of bounds. Looked like it was almost picked up inbounds to give the Redmen possession of the football.
It was. That was a risky move by Wilmington to let that ball squib out of bounds because, as you mentioned, a heads-up move by Tewksbury. I didn't check which number it was, but He was almost able to recover it before it, and that's a live ball, was almost able to recover it in bounds, which would have given the Redmen the ball about the 25-yard line.
So Wilmington's going to start this drive at the 35-yard line. As you see, number 10, Joe McCauley, coming back in the huddle as the quarterback for the drive. So Wilmington still with the lead, 7-6, 9:45 to go here in the first half. McCauley will take the snap. It'll be a handoff to the fullback. Short gain of only 2. Getting the carry there.
That's the type of push you need from the defensive line right there. And they absolutely got off the ball, got into the backfield, blew up that play.
Getting the carry on that one was Marcello Maresca from the fullback position. A short gain of only a yard. And now we see Christian Robarch coming back into the formation as the quarterback. This team really likes to spice things up on offense.
They do, and that's a challenge for the defense because both of these quarterbacks, very different ball players.
Robarch in the shotgun formation. He'll fake the handoff. He'll try to keep it himself. He'll come out of the tackle. Flag coming down late on the play. Looks like it was in a holding from one of the Wilmington linemen as Robarch escaped out of the tackle. And it is.
Nice job by Robarch to avoid the sack, but it will be a penalty, which is going to push Wilmington back about 10 yards for a second and about 18 or 19.
That'll push the Wildcats back to their own 27-yard line. As Bill said, it will be a 2nd and 18. Line to gain is their own 45.
Well, this is a situation on 2nd and long where Tewksbury needs to take full advantage, needs to make a couple of plays here, force a punt, get off the field, and get the offense a chance to get back in the end zone.
Robarch back in the shotgun. He'll fake the handoff, throw it over the middle. It's caught. Number 7, Tristan Champa on the catch there up to his own 40-yard line. And a good play, 13 yards. Makes it a manageable 3rd down.
3rd and 5 for the Wildcats.
Robert seems to be finding his rhythm as a quarterback. The last few throws have been right on the money. That was, again, another timing route where the receiver turned around. The ball was right there for him.
So 3rd and 5 from the Wilmington 40-yard line. Robarch will be back in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, fake the handoff, he'll throw it over the middle, and it's nearly intercepted by Nolan Timmons as he jumped the route and just slipped out of his hands, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Nice play by Nolan Timmons. Read that well, as you say, jumped the route, and had a lot of green in front of him if he could have made the play. But the Tewksbury defense does what they have to do. They make the 3rd down stop, and will force the Wildcats to punt.
So 3rd time we'll see the Wilmington punt unit. Tyler Keogh back deep at the 35. It's a good punt off the right leg. Keogh's going to track this one back at his own 30-yard line, running back to his own 25. And a good kick and a good coverage from the Wilmington special teams. Tyler Keogh looked like he lost about 6 or 7 on that return trying to run back.
He did, but it's one of those little things that coaches love. The fact that he was able to field that punt in the air probably saved Tewksbury about 20 yards, because if he doesn't field that and he just lets it go, Tewksbury could be buried down inside their own 10-yard line right now.
So the Redmen at their own 23-yard line, 7:26 to go here in this first half. Meta in the I formation. And off to the lead back, DeRigo. Tried to find a hole up to the middle. He'll get up to the 25, a short gain of 2.
Wilmington has some big down linemen. They've got 3 right across there. As you mentioned earlier, McAndrew is one of them, goes well over 200 pounds. Also, number 79, Churchello. Sorry about that. I'm in a little trouble with the name, Churchello. But running between the tackles, bit of a challenge so far in this game for the Redmen.
Up to the Redmen 25-yard line, 2nd and 8. Fake the handoff to Olu. Lots of time for Rometta to throw. He's got Elward over the middle, and Elward almost able to make the catch, but a great defensive play from Kyle Valley to swat that out of the hands of the senior captain.
Really nice coverage by Valley. Elward had position to get that, ran a nice route, and it was a good throw by Rometta right on his hands, but just a solid defensive play by Valley to break it up.
Seeing some good defensive plays from Kyle Valley here to start the first half out of his cornerback position as Wilmington's lockdown corner. They'll cover up Elward on this 3rd and 8. Rometta in the I formation, takes the snap, drops back. Pressure coming from the side. Tries to find Markworth on the sideline. Good defensive play once again by this Wilmington defense. Able to break it up is Marcello Maresca. That'll bring up 4th down.
Boy, another nice play by Maresca there. Those are two great plays by the defensive backs. Getting a hand in there, breaking it up. Good throws, good routes, but just good defensive plays. So you really have to tip your cap to Wilmington so far in this game.
Joao Germano at his own 45-yard line. Kickoff Rometta's right leg. And it's out of Germano's hands, and the Redmen. Scuffle going on at the play after Germano touched it and lost possession of the ball.
Looks like Tewksbury has it.
And they do have it.
And that's going to be Mike Kelly coming up with that loose ball. There was a scrum under there, but it looked like Kelly was able to get it. And boy, there's what you see in the difference when you've got you had a real nice punt, fielding of the punt by Tyler Keogh on the last punt by Wilmington. That time a muffed punt return, and Tewksbury now in business on Wilmington's side of the field.
So J.R. Germano muffs the punt, as Bill just said, and the Redmen will take over at the Wilmington 44. It'll be a handoff to DeRigo looking for some blocks. Good tackle right at the feet there. A short gain of only a yard. I think it was number 35, Dylan Soreko, on the tackle.
Tewksbury right now having some real trouble moving the ball on the ground. Wilmington seems to have scouted them well. We're seeing some really nice plays by their linebackers and defensive backs coming up to provide run support. So Tewksbury's going to need to find some answers with their blocking schemes.
Halfway through the second quarter here at Doucette, 86th Annual Thanksgiving Classic. Rometta fake the handoff to DeRigo, rolling out to his left. Still in the pocket. He's going to throw it out to his right side, and Danny Fleming dropped the ball. A rare drop from the sophomore that's really had a breakout year. Fleming had a 46-yard touchdown to end the ball game last week, but doesn't corral it on that one. It'll be a 3rd and 10.
Danny Fleming did everything he needed to do for his quarterback except catch the ball. Rometta was buying himself some time, scrambling around a little bit. Fleming had run his route, saw his quarterback was in trouble, doubled back, came back to an open area. Rometta saw him, put it there, and just right through his hands.
So 3rd and 10 from the Wilmington 45. Rometta will now come under center. Move Fleming across the formation. Take the snap. He's going to throw a lob pass to Shane Elward. Perfectly placed in there to Shayna, and he stayed on his feet. He did not go out of bounds, and Shane Elward has found the end zone for the second time today. Wow.
Well, as you said, welcome back Shane Elward. His final game here at Doucette, his final game in a Redmond uniform, and he is already making it memorable. What a beautiful pass from Ryan Rometta, right on the money. Aylward catches it in stride, walks the tightrope down the right sideline, stays in bounds, and scores to give Tewksbury their first lead of the game.
Some unbelievable athleticism to keep his feet in bounds and find the end zone. Second time today, Redmen take their first lead of the game, 5:20 to go in the first half. 12-7 Redmen as they will go for the 2-point conversion. Elward will move across the formation. Rometta taking the snap. Roll out to his right. He'll throw it back to the other side, and it's caught in the end zone. Number 87, Owen Gilligan. And the 2-point conversion is good, and the Redmen take the 14-7 lead.
Nice execution. They ran a play that we've seen them run several times this year on their 2-point tries. They run a flood right, running 3 receivers in routes to the right side. Gilligan moves from his tight end position, just drifts off to the left by himself, and was wide open by about 10 yards. Rometta gave it right to him.
So after a struggleless drive that we saw, the Redmen got lucky out of the muff punt from Germano, able to score a 45-yard touchdown to Shane Elward, and they're able to take the lead with 5:20 to go in the first half.
That was really important, Andrew, for them to take advantage of the turnover. And just watching the Redmen run out for this kickoff, it looks like now they've got a little bit more hop in their step right now. Looks like they're feeling the momentum a little bit, and we'll see if they can seize control of this game.
So Tyler Keogh, good kick taken at the 25-yard line. Able to roll off a tackle. Number 9, Adam LeBlanc, up to the Wilmington 39-yard line.
Return. Wilmington's going to start this drive.
So now Wilmington trailing for the first time in this game. We'll see if they have an answer. They came out playing hard, playing aggressively, controlling the line of scrimmage, but now having to play from behind. We'll see if they have an answer, and it will be the freshman McCauley under center.
So 4 drives for Wilmington so far today. 3 punts, and then that touchdown from Robarge to Erickson that gave them the lead in the second quarter. Taking the snap is McCauley, and it's intercepted. Shane Elward. It was tipped from Danny Fleming to Shane Elward, and Shane Elward will bring it back to the Wilmington 39-yard line. And this defense picking up slack a little bit causes a turnover, and the Redmen will get the ball right back.
Terrific play right there. And as you mentioned, Elward gets the interception to go with his 2 touchdowns already. Quite a quarter for Shane Elward. But it really was Fleming, as you mentioned, getting the deflection, making the really nice defensive play that set it up. And now Tewksbury in business again.
So at the Wilmington 38-yard line after the interception from Shane Elward. Rometta fake the pitch to Dorigo. Then we'll pitch it to Tyler Keogh. He's going to take it himself. A few cutbacks. He's past the 20-yard line. Tackled at the 18-yard line. And what a play call from Brian Elward.
A really nice play call. Excellent execution. And Keogh on that had the option to throw. He was looking for Aylward downfield, found that Aylward was covered, made an excellent choice just to tuck it and run. Big gain, and now the Redmen in the red zone.
So a whistle coming in before the snap, and Craig Turner is going to have to corral his team a little bit after losing the lead, a turnover on offense, and now the Redmen in the red zone with 4:41 to go in the first half.
Tewksbury using a little bit of misdirection, a little bit of razzle-dazzle, and that may be what they need to do against this Wilmington team, because the running straight ahead, trying just to bull their way forward, hasn't worked very well against this Wilmington defensive front 8. And but now a little misdirection, getting Wilmington back on its heels, and Coach Turner taking the timeout, trying to allow his team to catch a breath and reorganize here. But right now, Tewksbury in prime position with 4:41 to go in the first half to really seize control of this game.
So Brian Elward trying to pick up win number 160 on his career. On Thanksgiving Day last year, he picked up career win number 150. And with another 10-win season here today, he'll be able to pick up win number 160 on his illustrious coaching career here at Doucette Field. Rometta fake the handoff to Dorigo. Fleming still on his feet. Danny Fleming up to the Wilmington 10-yard line.
Again, a little bit of misdirection, a little bit of sleight of hand, opening up the hole for Fleming, and a excellent first down gain.
Looks like he was marked short a yard up. Yeah, 2nd and 1. Yard again was the 9.
And right now the Wilmington defense, hands on the hips, looking a little gassed right now. Certainly looking a little stunned because it wasn't that long ago that they had grabbed the lead in this game, and now they're on the verge of going down by 2 touchdowns.
2nd and 1 from the Wilmington 10-yard line. Rometta will fake the handoff, throw it over to the left side, and Tyler Keogh can't corral it as he went to the ground as he made a diving effort in the end zone, but incomplete.
Nice effort by Keogh there. Just a bit, Rometta led him just a bit too much, probably by about a step. But a nice opportunity to go for the end zone on 2nd and 1. Now just 3rd and 1. They should have a good chance to pick up the first down, and certainly I would say if they don't, you'll see them go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, it was a good shot to go into the end zone when it was a short 3rd and 1 if they didn't convert on that play. Hand off to Fleming right up the middle. Sneaks under a defender, and Danny Fleming is into the end zone for a Tewksbury touchdown. Danny Fleming, what a sophomore season he's having as he gets into the end zone for the 7th time this season, and the Redmen make it a 2-possession ball game.
Well, you mentioned earlier, you talked about a breakout season for Fleming, and it certainly has been. And with the large amount of seniors that are going to be graduating, we're going to be looking for him to take a leading role next year.
So this kick from Tyler Keogh is good, and a special play on that one, number 28. Don Iannacci, the holder on that play, a senior in his last game as well as the holder on that play. Very special there from Brian Elward to let his seniors play it out. And with 3:44 to go here in the first half of the final game at Doucette Field, the Redmen have the 21-7 lead over the Wilmington Wildcats.
Brian Elward has not only a great football knowledge, but he has a great appreciation for history. And he understands, having been a player, assistant coach, Tewksbury for decades, how meaningful this game is to the seniors on this squad, to all the players on this squad, and he will do everything possible to try to make sure that everybody can have a Thanksgiving moment this morning.
So Tyler Keogh, little pooch kick that's taken at the 23-yard line, brings out past the 30, just short of the 35-yard line. Adam LeBlanc on the return. And back comes the Wilmington offense after the turnover on the last drive.
Well, suddenly, in a matter of just a few minutes, this game's complexion has changed dramatically. And right now, Wilmington, if they have a hope of being in this ball game, they really need to march down and put some points on the board. Because Tewksbury will be getting the kickoff for the second half. So, and it's going to be Christian Roberge taking the snaps here at center to see if they can put another touchdown on the board.
Roberge had the touchdown pass earlier here in the second quarter. He'll take the snap. It's a direct snap. He'll follow behind his blocker. Short gain up to the Wilmington 37.
Nice tackle by Gilligan, and who almost ripped the ball right out of Roberge's hands, which would have been a huge turnover. but a good stop on first down.
2nd and 8 from the Wilmington 37. Robards going back it over to his coach, Craig Turner, for the play call. We come back in the huddle. Robards will come back in the shotgun along with Bailey Smith in the backfield. Redmond bring the blitz. Trying to roll out of the pocket, but a great tackle. Will McKay on the sack.
That's Will McKay with the...
And back to the Wilmington 29-yard line, and Redmond is smartly going to use a timeout to stop the clock.
Absolutely. This is going to be 3rd and long now, and McKay on the sack. Also coming in on that was Pat Fleming, but coming on the blitz and really started it was Danny Fleming, who came in and forced Roberge out of the pocket, and then had the teammates, including his brother, wrap him up for the sack. So now 3rd and long, still 2:40 to go. If they can force a punt here, they can put some more points on the board and have really put a chokehold on this game.
The famous Brian Elwood turnaround that they want to start the second half, getting the ball to start the second half and trying to put some more points on the board to end the first half.
Well, this is what you need to do when you're facing a team that you are favored against, that you should be able to beat. Once you have them down, you need to keep them down. You need to keep your foot on the pedal all the way to the floor and not let up, not let them back in the game, not let them feel like they're in the game. And so Tewksbury taking full advantage right now to try and put this thing away.
So a 3rd and 14 from the Wilmington 30-yard line. Line of gain is their own 44. Robarge will fake the handoff. Redmond bring the pressure once again. And number 70, Robbie Kemptis, the senior captain, brings down Robarge at his own 20-yard line.
Kemptis with the sack. That time it was Pat Fleming coming in on the blitz, making the first hit and forcing Robarge out of the pocket. And Tewksbury now should get outstanding field position for the last couple of minutes of the half.
And they're going to use their second timeout of the half as well. So if they get the ball back on offense, they'll have one timeout, plenty of clock with 2:33 to go in the first half. A very lengthy second quarter here today. So punt off the right foot. Tyler Keogh loses it a little bit, but he's going to take it. Starts at his own 40-yard line, running down the left sidelines. And Tyler Keogh able to keep concentration, pick it up, and get a good return past the Wilmington 40.
Again, you see the veteran not losing his composure, not panicking, bobbled it, muffed it a little bit as it was coming over his head, but turned it around into a great return, puts Tewksbury inside the 40 with a couple of minutes left. Plenty of time, as you mentioned, the one timeout, and they should be able to, if they can move the ball, they should be able to put points on the board.
So the Redmen at the Wilmington 39-yard line. 14 unanswered points here in this second quarter. Romero will come under center for this first down play. Motion Tyler Keogh, straight drop back. Time to throw over to the right side and caught by Richie Markworth. And he is going to go untouched into the end zone for the Redmen touchdown. Ryan Rometta, second touchdown pass of this quarter, and the Redmen breaking it open. They take the 27-7 lead off the Richard Markworth touchdown.
Nice concentration by Markworth. It was Valley on the coverage on that for Wilmington, and Kyle Valley took a gamble. He tried to jump the route, but he couldn't get up high enough. Ball sailed over his head, and Markworth, good concentration, hauled it in, and nobody between him and the end zone.
And Tyler Keogh's kick is good as Dom Iannacci once again with the holding. And 2:08 to go here in the first half of play. The Redmen take the 28-7 lead.
The Tewksbury Redmen offense silent in that first half, exploding for 3 offensive touchdowns, and of course the kickoff return by Shane Elward has hung 28 points in this second quarter. Very impressive, and Tewksbury now in full command of the game. But this is a team that isn't satisfied easily, and I think you'll be looking for them to try to put some more points on here. If they can get the ball back one more time before the end of the half, who knows?
Tyler Keogh's kick down the sideline. And that one's going to tail out of bounds once again, and Wilmington's going to start the drive at their own 35-yard line. If you're just joining us here from Doucette Field, I'm Andrew Del Piano, joined by Bill Gilman for the 86th Thanksgiving Classic between the Wilmington Wildcats and the Tewksbury Redmen. 2:08 to go in the first half. Redmen 28, Wilmington 7.
Oh, and looking like maybe a personal foul after the whistle, after the play on Tewksbury.
The flag come down after the ball rode out of bounds. All I saw was the flag come down after the ball was out of bounds.
Apparently after the play was over. Maybe a late hit. We both missed it, but maybe a hit after the whistle. So this is now going to set up Wilmington at midfield and give the Wildcats a chance to maybe get a score of their own before the half.
I was just about to say, maybe that drive only took them 10 seconds, but that might have been a bad 10 seconds that they wanted to keep possession for a little bit longer.
Sure, give Wilmington a little bit too much time, but we'll see what happens. We'll see if Roberge can do something for his team.
So Robarge starting this drive at the 50-yard line. Will fake the handoff, will keep it himself. Slips out of a few tackles, able to make something out of nothing. Up to the 45.
Robarge with the keeper. Picks up 5. Going to be second down and 5 for the Wildcats.
You see the athleticism for Robarge. He, as you say, being able to make something out of nothing. But he has been taking some hits in this first half so far.
2nd and 5 from the Redmond 45. Robarge hit as he throws, and it'll be just short of J.O. Germano. And good pressure there from number 54, Kyle Scrooch, from the linebacker position.
Tewksbury's been starting to, these last couple of possessions, been able to start to get some pass rush on the Wilmington quarterbacks, both of them, and just haven't been giving them the time to be able to find their receivers.
I think that was one of the reasons Wilmington scored on their only possession with the touchdown so far. A lot of time to throw for Robarge, but Redmond bring lots of pressure from the D-line. Robarge will roll out to his right. It's a comeback route. Did Shane Elward get his feet down? Shane Elward intercepted that football. He cut underneath the route. I wasn't sure if he kept his feet in bounds with possession, but Shane Elward, what a second quarter he's having. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
At their own 39.
Unbelievable play by Shane Elward right there. A diving interception. Was able to maintain possession, come down in bounds. Just a tremendous defensive play, tremendous athletic play. And Shane Elward right now is having a quarter for the ages.
So Redmond will take over at their own 38, 1:26 to go in the second quarter. Rometta, handoff to the right side to Dorigo, trying to get out of that tackle, but a great tackle from number 35, Dylan Colecco. Lost the yards.
Colecco with a really nice play there. Again, just riding off the block and just shedding the block when he needed to, and taking down Dorigo for the big loss.
Dorigo usually known for that stiff arm to get out of those tackles, but Colecco able to stay with him the whole way. Looks like he lost about 4 or 5 on that first down play. Clock under 45 seconds to go. And a handoff to Aylward, but he lost the football. Scrum for the football. Referee's trying to move the bodies out of the pile. It looks like Tyler Key was able to fall on it after Aylward wasn't able to corral the snap.
Tewksbury trying to go with that inside reverse again, but the handoff just muffed a little bit, and Tewksbury catches a break right there.
Under 15 seconds to go. It looks like they're just going to run one more play before the end of the half. Under 5 seconds now. Meta able to get the snap up before the clock runs out. Wilmington bringing the pressure from the edge. Metta's going to heave it downfield. It looks like, and it's out of the reach of Shane Elward, and that'll do it for one half here from Doucette Field. 1 half down, 1 half to go here from the final game at Doucette Field in the 86th Annual Thanksgiving Classic. It's the Tewksbury Redmen 28 and the Wilmington Wildcats 7. Fans, we ask you to stay tuned for the halftime show. Both of the bands will be showing off their red and blue colors, and we'll be back for the second half of action here from Doucette.
Barbara Betty. Alumni players, if you are going to be part of the picture after the band plays, please head down to the end zone area by the scoreboard and meet up with Coach Ron Bruin.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's put your hands together one more time for the Wilmington High School Marching Band and Color Guard, as well as Miss Meddy for the final Thanksgiving Day game. Thank you very much. Again, alumni players from Wilmington and Tewksbury, if you haven't already done so, please make your way down to the end zone area by the scoreboard. Meet up with Coach Ron Druin. Again, if you have not done so already, please, alumni players from Wilmington and Tewksbury, head down to the end zone area by the scoreboard. Meet up with Coach Druin. Ladies and gentlemen, you're now going to be entertained by the Tewksbury High School Marching Band and Color Guard. going to have current players line up on the numbers, while alumni from both teams are inside the numbers. Again, we'll have current players stretch out across the numbers here. Both squad, former members inside in the field. Memorialized last game being played here at USAC Stadium. I think all alumni can turn around and face the Tewksbury home side here. And then we'll do the same for the opposing side. We'll get some good pictures of you guys, and everybody can stare up at the drone. And we'll turn the players around too, so you can get a good picture this way. All right, we'll turn around and face opposing, face the opponent's box, and get a few pictures that way as well. Players can take a look right above you. Again, thank you to the Tewksbury Police Department for helping us out here at the final game at USAC Field.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Doucette Field here in Tewksbury, Massachusetts. Second half of action here from the 86th Annual Thanksgiving Classic. It's the Tewksbury Redmen 28 and the Wilmington Wildcats 7. I'm Andrew Del Piana, joined by Bill Gilman. And Bill, second half of action here. Final half from Doucette Field, and the Redmen breaking it open in that second quarter to take the 28-7 lead.
Just an unbelievable quarter of football. As you mentioned, the first quarter went by very quickly, scoreless. Wilmington jumps on top with that touchdown pass to Erickson from Robarge. And then all of a sudden the floodgates opened with Shane Aylward with the about 75-yard kickoff return for the touchdown. And that just got the Redmen going. 28 unanswered points and 28-7. But I really can't say enough about Shane Aylward. 2 touchdowns, the kickoff return, plus a touchdown reception, and 2 interceptions in that quarter for Aylward. So just a tremendous quarter of football. And, well, we're looking forward to the second half here. And as you mentioned, the final half of football here at Venerable Doucette Stadium.
We got a great halftime show from both of the bands, and then we had the alumni from both schools coming in to meet each other for one final time. And the final half is underway in a squib kick that took a great roll for Wilmington, but the Redmen are able to fall on it. Interesting start to the second half here. It looks like they went for the onside kick, but the Redmen able to fall on it.
Well, I don't think it was necessarily intended that way. I think they were trying a squib kick, but it turned out to be like an onside kick, only going pretty much exactly 10 yards. In fact, I think what they're doing now is they're putting, that Wilmington touched the ball too soon before 10 yards, and so now they'll get it at about the 48.
Little drizzle coming down here from the rain. Handoff right up the middle to number 40, Pat Fleming, inside the Wilmington 40 at the 38-yard line. It looks like he was just short of the first down mark. Going to be 2nd and inches.
Well, as you mentioned, this is going to be a game where we're going to be seeing, especially here in the second half, assuming Tewksbury maintains control, we're going to get a chance to see a lot of the seniors, a lot of the upperclassmen getting a lot of playing time here and having their chance to have their Thanksgiving moments.
Handoff to Kalu'u to the right side. Gang tackling by the Wilmington defenders. Stop Olu at the Wilmington 37. 2nd and 9 coming up.
Kalu'u, the junior, we mentioned about Fleming earlier being just a sophomore. I think you're going to see Fleming and Olu probably being the featured backs next year.
And Dorigo as well,
for
too.
the Redmen. And Dorigo, that's true. That's true.
It's hard to believe he's only a junior as well, along with Ryan Rometta, the quarterback, as well.
So we talk about the 22 seniors who are going to be graduating, but there are certainly some talented skill players who are going to be back for the Redmen next season.
So 2nd and 9 on the Wilmington 37. Meta handoff to Dorigo. Slipping out of a tackle there. Up to the Wilmington 31-yard line. Going to bring up a short 3rd down.
Nice run by Shane Dorigo. Dorigo really frustrated last week against Tewksbury in the state semifinal, and you get a feeling he would really like to rip off a big touchdown run in this game.
So 3rd and 1 for the Redmen offense at the Wilmington 30-yard line. Meta will take the snap. Kyle Dorigo on the middle of the field, try to cut back to the left. And that'll pick up a Redmen 1st down inside the Wilmington 25.
On our first ticket, so we're going to have to go to ticket number 2. We have a white ticket.
So while we're talking about the seniors here, let's talk about this offensive line. 5 seniors, they're all going to be graduating, and some juniors and some sophomores are going to have to step up for that offensive line next season.
Yeah, this has been a really special offensive line this year, and they've played together for a while. It's going to be awful hard to replace some of these guys, but they really have done a great job.
So Tyler Keogh's going to get the handoff here, trying to slip out of the tackle. Good tackle at the feet from number 25, Marcelo Massarelli. And he'll pick up a short gain of 2 on the Keogh run, 2nd and 8.
I think if you talk to any of the quote-unquote skill players, whether it's Ryan Rometta, Jay Conley last year, Shane Aylward, they're going to tell you that they can't do what they have done over the last couple of years without this offensive line. This has really been a special group of kids.
So 2nd and 8. Pitch play to Keogh. Good read there from the Wilmington defense. Keogh looks like he was able to gain a yard out of that after it looked like he was going to be stopped in the Redmond backfield.
Really nice play by Steven Smolinski coming in from that outside linebacker spot, blowing up the play before it had a chance to get going. He's made a couple of nice plays today for them.
So it'll be a 3rd and 7 for Redmond. Just under 8:30 to go here in the 3rd quarter of play at Redmond, driving down the field inside the Wilmington 25 at the Wilmington 22. Rometta fake the handoff to Kalu'olu, who'll roll out to his right. Shane Elward with the catch.
And Rometta connects with number 3.
Right at the 5-yard line. Looked like it was
First and goal for the Redmen.
making the tackle. Kyle Valley pushing him out of bounds, but nevertheless, 1st and goal for the Redmen.
Nice route run by Shane Aylward. He and Richard Marquardt were down on the same side of the field. Marquardt cut to the inside, drew the defenders with him. Aylward went to the outside and was wide open.
So 1st and goal from the Wilmington 7. Redmond trying to make it 35 unanswered points with a touchdown and an extra point. Ryan Rometta, the shotgun formation with Fleming to his left. Rometta's going to take the snap. Going to try to find Keogh over the middle, but it is incomplete. Nearly got intercepted off the tip, but 2nd and goal on the incomplete pass.
That's one that Ryan Rometta would like to have back, because Keogh slipped out of the backfield, was wide open in the end zone, and Rometta just sailed it. And as you say, he was lucky that it didn't get picked off.
Home press box and claim your prize. Again, 366-845. It's a white ticket for the 50-50 raffle winner. Come on up and claim your prize.
2nd and goal for the Redmen at the 7-yard line. Men a shotgun formation with Keogh to his left, Elward across the formation. It'll be a bubble screen to Elward, who lost his footing. He's just going to go down at the 8-yard line. He's going to lose a yard. Looks like he just tripped up on his own feet making the catch.
Yeah, the throw was a little bit low right by Rometta. Elward went down to get it, but couldn't keep his feet, which is too bad. He had the blocker in front of him. It looked like he could have got into the end zone on that play.
3rd and goal from the 8. Be a big stop here for this Wilmington defense if they can contain the Redmen after the Redmen have been pretty dominant on this drive moving the ball.
It would be. Just from an emotional standpoint, this defense really needs to get a stop.
So Rometta, no one alongside him in the backfield on this play. 5 receivers out wide. Move to Rigo across the formation. He'll take the snap looking left. Trying to spin out of the sack, but making the sack there, number 41, Stefan Slominski. And what a big stop there inside the 10-yard line. Redmond stopped on 3 straight plays. A loss of about 10 yards back to the 19.
Smolinski again coming in on that blitz from that outside linebacker spot. We've been calling his number quite a bit. He's having himself an excellent game here. And that time he just came on the blitz. They couldn't pick him up, and Rometta really never had time to look downfield.
So the kick might be a little bit too far for Tyler Keogh, so they're going to keep Rometta on the field for this 4th and goal from the 19-yard line.
Yeah, with wind conditions the way they are especially, it would make a field goal very difficult.
And Tewksbury is going to use their first time of the half. And as you said, yeah, wind's picking up a little bit more, so it'll be tough for a field goal. And during this timeout, I just want to give a quick little shout out, as my mom was actually from Wilmington, so it's great to see Wilmington still playing in this matchup. And a shout out to my uncle Bill Kerrigan, who was the captain of the football team in 1990, and also my uncle that passed away a few years ago, Sean Kerrigan, captain of the football team in 1996. So just a quick shout out to them. You guys are always in my heart, and I thank you very much.
Thanksgiving Day football, this rivalry, even though it's been dominated by Tewksbury in recent years, if you didn't play in the game, and even if you didn't go to Wilmington or Tewksbury High School, you know somebody who did, somebody in your family or friends. You've got some type of a connection with this, and we see in the stands folks who haven't seen each other for at least a year, maybe a few years, reconnecting. It's just a special day all the way around.
So 4th and goal from the 19-yard line. I'm going to take the snap. Obvious passing down. He'll launch one down the left sideline. Jump ball with Tyler Keogh, and that is incomplete. Kyle Vallow, who called his name a few times today, making the defensive play on the senior captain, Tyler Keogh. It'll be a turnover on downs, and Wilmington's going to get the football.
Well, that's a big stop by Wilmington. As you mentioned, 1st and goal from about the 8-yard line. And they stopped them. They drove them back 10 yards. Just from an emotional standpoint, Wilmington really needed that. And if they do hope to get back in the game, they need to try to put some points on the board quickly and feel like they're back in the game. So we'll see what they can do offensively.
So Robards back in the game as the quarterback, Bailey Smith in the backfield with him. There'll be a handoff to Bailey Smith. Spins off the tackle, running back inside his own 10. Will get back past the 10, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at his own 14-yard line. Richie Markworth, a great defensive game he's having today.
It really was, and Bailey Smith doing everything he possibly could to try to make something out of that play, but he got hit in the backfield, and that slowed him up, and then the rest of the Redmen were able to come in and make the play.
So a loss of 4 yards on that first down play back to the Wilmington 15-yard line. 5:25 to go here in the third quarter. Robard take the snap. Pressure coming from the outside. He slips away from it. Rolling out of the pocket. He's got to move down the left sidelines past the 30, past the 35, and what a gain from Christian Robarge. Looked like he was going to get sacked in the backfield. Turns it into a 15-yard gain and a first down.
Well, there's that athleticism that we've seen from Robarge, and he was looking downfield, didn't have a receiver open, but the left side had been opened up, and he just tucked it and went, and was able to make a big gain out of it.
So he gets past the Wilmington 35 to the Wilmington 37. Christian Robarge showing off his talent here into Set's final ball game. He'll take the snap on this one. He'll throw to the left side. It's caught on the left sideline. Tackled at the feet. Catch made by Maraca on the catch. Short gain, gain of 9. Short of the first down marker.
Well, Craig Turner, Coach Craig Turner had been alternating his quarterbacks, but it looks like he's settling in with the veteran now to go the rest of the way in this game for Wilmington.
Rain really starting to pick up here. 2nd and 1. Robards rolling out to his left. Looked like he slipped on the muddy field here at Doucette. Lost about 4 or 5 on that play.
Yeah, we had the rain overnight, and the field was actually in fairly good condition to start with, but now that we're 2.5 quarters into the game, it's getting chewed up a bit, and you start to see a couple of the players having some trouble with their footing. Robarge might have been able to get a first down on that play, but just tripped over the turf.
You also see some folks heading towards the exits because of the conditions right now. Still a football game on the field to be played. 3rd and 5. Robarge out to his left looking for some blockers. He's only going to get about a gain of a yard or 2 past his own 45. 4th down.
Well, Wilmington definitely will go for it here as they're approaching midfield. 4th down. They need to get some points on the board to get back in this game. And one would have to suspect that Robarge will be calling his own number.
It'll be a 4th and 2 from the Wilmington 46. Robarge takes the snap, rolling out to his left, and he's going to be tackled short of the first down marker. Great stop from the Redmond defense, and the offense will come back onto the field.
Nice stop. That was Stephen Arsenal, who is playing a really nice game from his linebacker position. He had missed some time earlier with an injury, but he's healthy again. I'm sure he's glad to be out here. And he came up with the big stop there on fourth down, and the Redmond with the ball on the Wilmington side of the field.
The Redmond will start this drive at their own 45-yard line. 2:13 to go here in this third quarter of play. Handoff goes to Dorigo. Was blocked at his original hole, trying to get up the middle. Tried to get to the left side, but lost a few yards. Bring up 2nd and 12.
It looks like we've got a penalty, illegal procedure on Tewksbury. So that's going to push him back 5 yards.
They had a few of those last week that cost them some extra yardage last week. And a full start will be declined, and that illegal procedure will be enforced. So push the ball back 5 yards and erase that first down play. It'll be 1st and 15 from midfield.
Yeah, you mentioned the penalties last week, and really, when you face a team like Tewksbury, any of the great teams, and we mentioned this earlier this year, you can't afford to be giving up yardage or having plays go for naught because of penalties, and that did really cost them last week.
1st and 15 from the 50. Take the handoff to Dorigo. Rometta trying to escape the pocket, but what a sack coming from the edge. Leminski, what a defensive game he's having. Sacks Rometta back at the Redmond 41-yard line.
Yes, Smolinski's having a huge game right now. Just a junior. The linebacker is just right now the Tewksbury offensive line has not been able to have an answer for him. He's been coming in and even when he hasn't gotten a sack, he's been putting a helmet on to Rometta and making some big plays in the run game also. So he's a player that Wilmington is going to be looking to build around next year.
So 2nd and looks like forever from the Redmond 41-yard line. Out wide is everyone in the formation. Rometta's going to roll out to his left. Tyler Keogh makes the catch along the sidelines. Pushed at a bounce at the Wilmington 46. A good gain back to where the original line of scrimmage was, where this drive started.
A nice play by Rometta there as Smolinski again was coming in on the rush. Where they've got him lined up right now, Wilmington has gone to a 4-man defensive front, really just the 2 big down linemen, and it's a smaller defensive setup, but they've got Smolinski at one defensive end, it kind of moved up from his linebacker position, and he's been able to get around the end pretty consistently.
So 3rd and 11 from the Wilmington 46. They have to get to the 35 for a first down. Rometta rolling out to his right. A back screen to Nolan Timmons. Tries to escape the tackle, but a great tackle at the 45-yard line. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Marcelo Misaraka on the tackle. They tried to take advantage that time of the blitz with the screen pass. It was a nice call, but Misaraka was right there coming up to make the play.
Some tough conditions right now in this final game at Doucette Field. And a flag comes down from the back official.
It looks like they're going to pick up the flag there. It looks like Wilmington is going to take a timeout.
Okay. So, looks like under 21 seconds to go here in this third quarter play. Redmond still have the 28-7 lead that they started the second half with. Doucette's only got 12 more minutes to play here.
When you look down at the field right now, it's fairly typical Doucette November conditions. And frankly, this is one of the reasons why they're going to be, when they build the new stadium, they're going to be having an artificial turf, because maintaining a grass field and keeping it in playable shape where you're not going to have injuries and whatnot is very, very difficult, very, very expensive. And maintaining the artificial turf fields is much more cost effective and much safer, frankly, for the players.
So it'll be a 4th down. Rometta coming on to punt. It's a good kick from Rometta. Takes a bounce at the 20. And that's going to bounce about 4 more yards to the Wilmington 16. And Wilmington's offense is going to come back. Looks like to begin the 4th quarter. 16 seconds showing on the 3rd quarter game clock.
Well, you mentioned the final 12 minutes of Doucette Stadium, the final 12 minutes of the playing careers of the seniors on the field of both teams. Again, you see a lot of these seniors coming up with big games today, coming up with big plays, making memories that they're going to hold on to forever. But you're also getting a chance to see some of the younger players step up, and both of these teams looking to next year and looking at some of these younger players that they're going to be building around.
So Wilmington at their own 16 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Robarge takes a snap, handoff to the left side. It was an end around that Wilmington perfected perfectly. Be taken down at the 40-yard line. Number 42, William Kenyon on the carry. And a great play call there from Craig Turner on the end around.
Actually, I think that might be
Was that
43.
Bailey Smith? Okay.
Smith, yeah. And they did. It was an end around and a fake reverse. And Bailey Smith was able to get around the edge for a big gain. He's got some good speed.
So that'll take it to the end of the 3rd quarter. Here from Doucette, the Redmen 28, the Wildcats 7. So while we're in this intermission right now, why don't we take a look to 2020 Redmen football. So as we said, 22 seniors on this team next year. A lot of skill positions that they're going to have to build around. So what are their options going to be for next year is really the question.
Well, you mentioned that the big hole, the biggest gap is going to be on the line, particularly on the offensive line. So much of what they do offensively is precision oriented. They run a lot of misdirections, a lot of multiple formations. There's a lot that they were able to do this year because they had a lot of experience. And so next year you're going to be seeing, some of the youngsters coming in. They may have to simplify it a little bit out of the gate. But on the other hand, the JV squad, the younger kids had another solid year this year. So it may be the case where Tewksbury's not looking to rebuild, just looking to reload.
So Redmond star players next year, we're going to look for Kyle DeRigo once again, Ryan Rometta as the team's quarterback, Danny Fleming along with the backfield, Kaluolu. Hopefully Arsenal and McKay will be back at their linebacker positions. But, a lot of depth that they're going to need to fill for the 2020 season.
Absolutely.
Wilmington takes over at their own 40-yard line after the first down to end the quarter. Bailey Smith getting the handoff here. Short gain of only 2 will bring up a 2nd and 8.
Bailey Smith is a tough back. He's been getting a lot of touches in this game. And as we just saw on that, the last play of the 3rd quarter, when he gets some open space, he has some wheels and can make a big play.
2nd and 8 from the Wilmington 42. Right, Robarge takes the low snap. Redmond bring the blitz. He's got to throw that away quickly. Intended for number 11, Gavin Erickson.
They did. They had everybody coming in. Mike Woodford was coming in on that from his defensive tackle position. As you mentioned, they had the blitz coming in. Kyle DeRigo from his defensive back position. And Robarge just had no time to make an accurate throw.
So 3rd and 8 from the Wilmington 42-yard line. 11:16 to go in this final quarter of play. Robarge will take the snap, gets his handle on the football. Kind of a wobbly pass down the sideline. And what a defensive play there from Tyler Keogh to swat that away from Gavin Erickson.
Keogh and Erickson fighting for position. Little hand play going on, battling out, but no flag. And Keogh is able to break it up.
I think it's just been unbelievable how well the Redmen have kind of transitioned through this ball game. We saw them with the slow start in the first quarter, and they just really picked it up in that second quarter and haven't really skipped a beat here in the second half either, keeping the score even at 28-7.
Especially defensively. Defensively, they've played so solid after giving up that one touchdown pass.
So the punt away, nearly blocked, will be taken by Tyler Keogh at the Redmond 35. Great coverage there. That was once again Slomeski on the tackle there. And what a big senior year he's going to hopefully have next year for this Wildcat team.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Craig Turner, I'm looking at Smolitsky and smiling at the knowledge that he's going to be back again next year, because he's the type of player, the type of leader that you want to build a program around. They're down 3 touchdowns, but he's not hanging his head, and he hasn't stopped playing full speed.
The Redmen offense back on the field at their own 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Handoff to Dorigo to the right side. Few cutbacks. Be taken down at the 39-yard line. A short gain on first down at about 5.
Nice gain on first down for Dorigo. He's a young man who, as we've said, he runs hard on every play. Tends to take a lot of big hits, does not shy away from contact, does not necessarily have the quick footwork that Keogh does, but he hits the holes quickly, and he just keeps running forward for extra yardage every play.
What an unbelievable season he had. He found the end zone 14 times as the junior lead running back with Elward's injury. And speaking of Elward, he's going to get the carry on this one. Plunge forward to about the 44, just short of the first down marker.
Yeah, Dorigo and Keogh really, with Elward's injury late in the season, making the run. They didn't have him available at all for the North Sectional playoffs, 3 games, and Dorigo and Keogh and Alou just stepped up in a huge way to fill the gaps and bring another North title to Tewksbury.
Another talking about great season is junior quarterback Ryan Rometta. Definitely proved that he is a worthy successor to Jay Conley, that hopefully is going to lead the Redmen to another great season next year. Danny Fleming gets the carry, and this one looks like he just got back to the line of scrimmage. And so Rometta had another 2 touchdown pass game. Still might pick up another one with 9:15 to go here in the final quarter of play, but he really proved he's an elite quarterback that can come behind Jay Conley and have another great season.
Oh, absolutely. 15 touchdown passes this year as a junior, and stepping into an offense that had some experience, and as you say, big cleats to fill. And he really did a nice job right from day one.
So he'll take the QB sneak on this one, a rare running appearance from Ryan Rometta, and he's going to pick up a first down. Another player that we can mention on is Tyler Keogh, senior captain. I think what we really saw this year is how important he is to this football team, whether it's special teams, offense, defense, and to me, he was this year's MVP, and what an unbelievable standout season he had with Elward going down.
A tremendous all-around player, and just tough as nails, durable, playing pretty much every down on both sides of the ball. Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with you.
So first down and 10 for the Redmen, and that pass is intercepted. It was tipped at about the 48-yard line. It's going to be picked off
It might have been Smolinski who got a hand on it.
That's what I was just about to say too.
And then Misaraka with a nice play, diving to make the interception. Really nice defensive play. And you have to tip your cap to Wilmington. Again, down 3 touchdowns, last game of the year, Thanksgiving, and they have not stopped playing with full intensity.
So they'll start this drive with their own 47. Robards, lots of time to throw in the pocket, throwing over the middle. The Slomensky taken down inside the 35, right at the 30. Great throw over the middle there from the senior captain.
Great throw and a terrific job hanging on to the ball by Smolinski, because Tyler Kehoe drilled him in the back just as he caught it, and Smolinski was able to hang on to it, make the catch.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats at the 30-yard line on the Redmond side of the field. 7:30 to go here in the 4th quarter. Robards will corral the low snap. Redmond bring the pressure. Roberjard has to just throw it out, and that is completed on the right side. Looks like Benjamin Audress. Oh, excuse me, that was Leminski there on the catch again. About a gain of 6.
Wilmington driving the ball down inside the 25, 2nd and about 3. Trying to put some more points on the board, make this game a little bit interesting.
Szymanski really having a huge game today, trying to make his big moments, as this will be his 2nd to last Thanksgiving game, as he is just a junior. Robichard taking the snap once again, run out to the right. And he did pick up the 1st down in that play. And Wilmington is in the Redmond red zone.
Well, if Wilmington can put this in the end zone, cut it to 2 touchdowns, we'll look to get an onside kick.
Robichard will hand it off to Smith once again, trying to find some room up the middle. Great stuff by the Redmond defensive line. 4 Redmond players coming out of that out of the tackle from Bailey Smith, a short gain on 1st down.
Yeah, Bailey Smith trying to dance a little bit the line of scrimmage, trying to find a hole, but there just was none to be found, and he was smothered.
Yeah, not a likely chance of dancing around Mike Woodford there.
No.
Right in the middle.
No.
2nd and 9 from the Redmond 18. Robards takes a snap, will fake the run, throw it over the middle, over the head of everyone. So he tried to find Slominski over the middle of the field. 3rd down.
Smolinski had a step. He just overthrew him a little bit, but he was also under pressure. Stephen Arsenault taking down Robards just as he released the ball.
So 3rd and 8 from the Redmond 18. 5:39 to play here in the final quarter at Doucette Field. So Wilmington will come out of the huddle. 3rd and 8 from the Redmond 18. Robards back in the shotgun. Take the snap, obvious passing down. Roll out to his right. Flag coming down on the play. Still on his feet, rolling out of a tackle. Now running to the left side. He's going to heave it into the end zone, and that is caught. What a play from Christian Robards. There is a flag down, but that athleticism, though, on that play.
And that's going to be a touchdown. It's going to be holding on Tewksbury. So that's going to be declined.
What a great play.
What an amazing individual effort. Athleticism. It looked like Markworth was going to take him down. He was getting chased by Stephen Arsenault, got away from both of them, and then throws the touchdown pass to Tristan Champa. Just an incredible individual effort by Robards.
So Slomensky will come on for the extra point. And it's a bad snap that the Redmond, no, it looks like it fell into Slomensky's hands, but Extra point is no good. 5:24 to go here in the fourth quarter. Wilmington puts the ball in the end zone, makes it 28-13 Redmond.
Well, there's another play that they're going to be talking about for quite a while. Just tremendous individual effort by Kristen Robarge, resulting in the touchdown. So now the lead cut to 15 points, and no doubt with 5.5 minutes to go, we will see Wilmington trying for the onside kick here, see if they can get the ball back. As you mentioned, when the rain started to come down, a lot of the fans headed for the exits, which is too bad. A lot of them would have missed that last touchdown play, although they may be back home watching on Tewksbury telemedia. But it looks like even the Wilmington band left the stands.
And the Redmond band as well. Just noticed. So Wilmington will go for the onside kick, down 15 with 5:24 to go. And the Redmen will fall on it at their own 43-yard line. It was Will McKay who fell on the football, and Ryan Rometta coming back onto the field.
Well, Tewksbury looking to run the clock out now. Wilmington, I believe, just has 2 timeouts left. So they'll need to make a quick 3-and-out stop here to try to get the ball back again. But Tewksbury, if they can get a 2 or 3 first down, should be able to run out the clock.
1st and 10 from the Redmen 43. But it's a high snap. They'll hand it off to the inside. Head down is Danny Fleming. He just put his head down and ran right through the defender, picking up a Redmond first down into Wilmington territory.
Nice play. Danny Fleming on the inside reverse. They opened up a nice hole for him, and as you say, he just put his head down, wrapped his arms around the ball, because right now the one thing you want to avoid is a fumble, any type of a turnover, and picks up the first down.
That's going to eat the clock a little bit more. So Redmond are now at the Wilmington 46. Meta will take the snap, hand off to Fleming once again. They get inside the 45, right at the 44.
It really is remarkable, and has been all year, how many backs Brian Aylward has faith in. You've got Keogh, Dorigo, Aylward, Fleming, Alou, all of whom get meaningful carries pretty much every game. And Brian Aylward has faith in all of them.
2nd and 9 from the Wilmington 44. Gonna fake the handoff to Aylward. He's gonna find Fleming out at the 40-yard line. Fleming escapes a defender, spins off another one, and is taken down inside the 35, right at the 33. And a flag coming down right at the Wilmington 38. And that'll bring that play back.
It will. They're going to get Owen Gilligan on a block in the back, and it's a tough call because what happened was Roberge was coming up trying to make the play, and basically he stopped when Fleming deked him, and Gilligan didn't try to block him. He just kind of ran into the back of him. So it's a tough call, but as you mentioned, play goes back, so now it's 2nd and 12.
So back at the Wilmington 47, Romana takes the high snap, will throw it out to the left side to Aylward. He does have blockers in front of him. He's going to escape one of them, escape another tackle, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 27-yard line. Another first down for the Redmen.
A nice pass by Rometta. Good execution again, good blocking. We've talked about this. The wide receivers and all of the backs are all really good blockers. They all block for each other, and and you wind up with plays that might have been 5 yards, wind up being 15 or 20.
Inside 3:10 to go here in the fourth quarter. It'll be another bubble screen out left to Tyler Keogh. Good tackle right at the feet there. Bailey Smith on the tackle. And Wilmington's going to use a timeout.
Really nice play by Bailey Smith there, fighting off the block from Shane Aylward and keeping it to a minimal gain on the play by Keogh.
So 3 minutes to go here in the Redmen season. They have the 28-13 lead over the Wilmington Wildcats. Our time in this press box, Bill, is starting to come to an end.
It is. It's been a tremendous season. It's been a lot of fun. We hope it's been enjoyable for the fans at home and for the players and families who may be watching it on tape delay. But I know it's been a lot of fun for you and I to be here, and it's been a privilege to be part of another historic Tewksbury High football season.
And hopefully we'll be back in 2020 in the new stadium and a new press box that will be able to bring you some Redmen football for the 2020 season. Second down. Handoff to Dorigo. Gaping hole up the middle that he's going to run through. He's going to get to the Wilmington 15-yard line. Another Redmen first down.
Well, that was remarkable. Here with 2:51, I just saw a play that I think I saw for the first time this year that Brian Aylward took out. Two guys coming on the sweep for a reverse, and he gave it to the second man. It's just kind of typical Brian Aylward.
Pass out wide to Tyler Keogh. Another flag coming down in the field.
Looks like they'll get Nolan Timmons on the block in the back there. So that'll cost them 10. But on that previous play, they had Keogh and Dorigo moving left to right after the snap, and they faked the handoff to Dorigo, gave it to Keogh. Again, just a play that we hadn't seen so far this year.
So that'll bring the ball back to the 25-yard line. First and 15.
Well, time now.
Excuse me. It's first and 20. It was a 10-yard penalty on the illegal block in the back. So Rometta, the lone player in the backfield, will bring Keogh across the formation. Fake the handoff to Keogh. It's a direct play for Ryan Rometta, running down the right sideline. He's going to get to the 10-yard line. Ryan Rometta, one of the rare running plays we've seen from him this season. Been him a big chunk on first down.
That was a nice run by Rometta, and I think he thought he was headed to the end zone. Bailey Smith, even with 2 minutes left to go in the game, was not having any of it.
So inside a minute 30 to go here. Redmen at the Wilmington 10-yard line, 2nd and 5. Handoff to Elward, hole on the left side. He's able to slip through a little bit. We tackled at the 6-yard line. Timeout Wilmington.
And that will be their final timeout here.
It's only a minute 8 to go here for these Redmen seniors, wrapping up their illustrious football careers here for TMHS.
I think it's worth noting again something you mentioned early on in the broadcast. This, barring something dramatic, this will be the 10th win of the year for Tewksbury, and will be the first time in school history that the team has gone 4 straight seasons with 10 wins in a season, and that is really remarkable when you think about the fact that these teams will only play either at most 12 or 13 games in a season. If they go to the Super Bowl, they play 13, and that's at most. And to win 10 games 4 years in a row, is just a level of excellence that puts Tewksbury in truly elite class. And you can't say enough about Coach Brian Aylward and his staff and the job that they have done year in and year out with these young men.
So it'll be a 3rd and short from the 6-yard line. Minnow will come under center in the I formation. Hand off to Tyler Keogh. What a great moment that is. Number 74, Pat McAndrew, making the tackle. We talked about his earlier story earlier in the broadcast. Great to see him make a play there. Lost about 4 yards back to the 10-yard line.
That is, I was just thinking that exact same thing. A big play for him to wrap up his season, and coming off the field now. And again, just Wilmington playing till the final whistle. No quitting the Wildcats at all, and they've given Tewksbury everything they can handle today.
So it'll be a 4th and 5. One final snap. Hand off to Fleming up the middle. He's going to barge forward. Maybe short of the first down, it looks like.
I believe it is.
Yep.
Short of the first down.
That'll be a turnover on downs. 16 seconds to go in the season for both of these teams.
Get the ball back with 15 seconds to go.
So Ryan Elwood will pick up career win number 160 on his career. He started coaching the Redmen back in 1997. Picks up his 16th win against Wilmington on Thanksgiving Day. To add, not all these games have been played on Thanksgiving. Some of them have had snow on these days that they've moved to weekend games, but great to see 86th Annual Thanksgiving Classic played on a Thanksgiving today. Some tough weather to play in, but players able to play through it to end their seasons.
Absolutely, and as fans know, you got the dark blue of Wilmington, the dark red of Tewksbury.
Great pass over the middle there. Slomeski still on his feet. Past the 50-yard line, 45. And he gets into Redmond territory at the 44-yard line. Clock stopped at 3 seconds due to the first down when they come under center. Robichaux will spike the ball. See if they let Wilmington get one more play in before.
That looks like they will.
Looks like they will. So, but a great play on that one. Robichaux to Slemensky, a great connection that we'll see for the final time today as Robarge is a senior captain that this will be his last play, and 0.2 seconds short on the game clock right now.
He's had a solid game today, an excellent game today, and a great career.
Well, here's the final play of the Redmen season. Robarge will drop back to throw, and he's going to be taken down at midfield. And that's a great way to end the season. Number 88, Matt Roseman, the senior, getting a sack on his final play. And that'll do it from Doucette Field on the 86th Annual Thanksgiving Classic. It's the Tewksbury Redmen 28 and the Wilmington Wildcats 13.
Well, an outstanding game, an exciting game, a great moment there. As you said, for Roseman, a less used senior, doesn't get a lot of snaps, but coming up with a big sack in his final play of his high school career. But a lot of memorable moments today for both teams. Tremendous game for Shane Aylward, especially in that second quarter. 2 touchdowns, the kickoff return, the touchdown reception, 2 interceptions. Ryan Remetta, 2 more touchdown passes. Great job by the defense. Richie Marquardt, a huge game. So just a great Thanksgiving Day football game between these two old rivals.
So that'll do it for the 2019 Redmen football season. Want to thank you for joining us all season long for our coverage here of Redmond football. Bill Gilman, Andrew Delpian is signing off for the final time, but we want to give a quick shout out to Tewksbury Telemedia's very own Brian Torrington and Jason Marshall for the great work they've done for us all season to allow us to broadcast these games, and hopefully we'll be able to bring you some football next year in 2020. Thank you guys for joining us all season. Signing off.